with God's name, the merciful benefactor, the one who gives and gives and gives to our lives, and the merciful redeemer, the one who redeems our lives when we fall off the path. All the praise and gratitude belongs to the Almighty Creator. And peace upon the messengers of God, and peace upon you, dear souls. I am Dr. Z, greeting you in light, love, peace, and harmony. We're back for another Fireside Chat with Dr. Z, where we look at some of the frequently asked questions about resilience that I've been getting. So this first particular question here is actually a couple of questions that came in. Lou R. asked, what are the sources and resources that we can use to make a comeback? And what are the most efficient ways to internalize them so we can help others to make a comeback too? Excellent questions. So this is what was given to us to share. And it really starts out, we have to understand how life works, how our mind works. We don't necessarily have a picture of the mind. Nobody knows what the mind is. But Dr. Thurman Fleet, in his work with concept therapy to say we can heal ourselves with our ideas, does give us a picture of the mind. But before we get to that, we have to understand that the spiritual energy is always flowing. It's flowing to us, it's flowing through us, it's flowing all around us. And we get thoughts that are connected with that spiritual energy. And these thoughts come in through our five senses, what we hear, see, smell, taste, and touch. And they come into us into our conscious mind. This is our thinking mind. This is the mind that's been conditioned by news and education and others and everything that's in the environment. And when we accept those ideas as true with our intellect, right? Because we are spirit, we are spirit in a body, having a physical experience, but the essence of us is spirit. And we have been given this intellect. No other creatures on the earth have been given the intellect as the human being has. And this intellect is in our conscious thinking. And when we accept these ideas that come from the spiritual thought, then it shows up in our subconscious mind, which is our feeling mind. You know, the heart has a brain too. The heart has intelligence also. And these ideas that then move from our conscious thinking to our subconscious feeling mind, then it's going to go down. And here's an example. We could have a conscious thought that we want something specific, a particular goal. It could be a certain amount of money. It could be a certain type of relationship. It could be, better health defined specifically. And then when we have this thought and we have the feeling of love that goes along with it, and this notion of feeling happy and grateful right now for that thing that we want that might be in the future, then this goes down into our body. Our body begins to vibrate. You know, that energy is moving, those feelings and moving in our bodies. And that body becomes the unconscious mind. So we're saying we have three types of minds. We have the conscious mind, which is the thinking mind. The subconscious mind is the feeling mind. And we have the unconscious mind, which is in the body that begins to take over, right? Depending on what direction we're going in. And those vibrations in the body lead us to certain actions. And they show us different possibilities. Things begin to happen within us, but also happen in the physical environment because there's vibrations in the environment as well. And whatever frequency we're on, then we're going to attach ourselves to frequencies out in the environment as well. So for example, let's say you wanted to listen to a certain type of music on the radio, right? Well, you'd have to dial that radio to a certain frequency, the frequency that's going to give you that specific type of music, whether it's oldies music or hip hop music or rhythm and blues or gospel music, whatever it is. You have to tune that radio into that specific frequency because that vibration is already out in the environment. But you had a thought about it and you had a feeling about it, and then you vibrated in your body, and then you took action to turn that dial to match that frequency of what you want. Does this make sense? Yes? Thank you. So now, this now leads us to possibilities. We begin to see, as we take this action, we begin to see possibilities that maybe we did not see before. And that then leads us to opportunities to be creative, to give more service, which is what this is about, and to build momentum as we stay consistent. We get to a state of well-being, and we're at ease, and we begin to get desired results. So let me try to give you an example to make this a little bit more concrete. I had a thought, going through the resilience formula that I've been teaching, which is moving out of loss and fear into faith, and then into more productivity and plus mutual cooperation. So I heard a speaker make an announcement about a particular person who had got promoted to a high position in her organization. And I instantly had the thought, the spiritual thought, that I would like to talk to her and see how I could support her. I would love to talk to her to see how I could support her. And I was already working on my goal of expanding, increasing my work, my service. Well, the following week, I just happened to be on a call, and one of the persons on that call was the sister of the person that I said I wanted to talk to. Now, can you see that Spirit brought that about? Yes? Thank you. And so when you see Spirit responding to what you're asking for, then you have to respond. And so I asked the sister if I could have an opportunity to speak with her sister. And by God, it was set up. Because I was moving in the energy to feelings of love. I'd love to support this person. And feeling happy and grateful now that I have an opportunity to meet them. See it? Thank you. So then my body started operating again, and I had already taken some action. I followed through at this stage. I got to the point, followed through with action, we had conversation, and it gave me an opportunity to be creative and an opportunity to give service. So as we continue to evolve our conversations, we'll see what happens. But we're building momentum, and there's well-being here. It's an easy process. And I'm already beginning to see some of the desired results come to pass. I hope this makes sense to you. I hope you can see it, because it's something that you can use right away in terms of, again, the question was, what are some resources that we can use, and what are the most efficient ways to internalize them? And I'm saying the resource we can use is Spirit and our conscious thinking and our subconscious feelings and our body and our action, right? To vibrate what it is we want, see more possibilities, create, serve, build momentum. And that's how we go through the process. Now, when we move in this way, it's going to repeat itself, because as we get more desired results, that goes back into what we hear, what we see, what we smell, what we taste, what we touch. See, I heard something which moved me in the example that I gave you, because these thoughts are going to flow into our five senses. So as we get desired results, we can repeat the process as well and amplify it, expand it, increase. I hope you can see it. Yes? Thank you. Now, the same is also true in the opposite. And this is what, the spiritual energy is still flowing. It goes into our five senses, what we see. We take information in our conscious thinking. We have ideas. It goes down into our subconscious feeling. And so if you think, oh, I want this particular goal, you want to expand your business, you want to get that promotion, you want to improve your health, your numbers when you get your tests and things, or your exercise program. But then if you have the feeling of fear because of some negative programming that's been in your mind, or you feel I can't do it, or you feel like I don't deserve it. There are a lot of people that think they don't deserve better. You see, and these kinds of thoughts, I'm not good enough, they are conflicting in your feeling world, conflict between what you want in your thinking world and what you're feeling. So it sends the body confusion. It sends the body things that it's incongruent. And so now your unconscious mind, because of the incongruency between what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and a lot of us, we're not even aware that this is going on, but it is happening underneath the surface. And then you vibrate on that confusion, that incongruence, and it shows up from the environment, and you wonder why things stay the same. Because you're taking action on confusion and incongruence. And eventually that's going to lead to anxiety. When we get anxious and that becomes a habit, we want to suppress it. But eventually it can lead to some type of depression, whether it's clinically diagnosed or not. We have our moments of depression. And then that leads to dis-ease. I say almost all illnesses come from our emotional state, our feelings. And then we're getting undesired results. Does that make sense to you? Can you see how this process works in the positive or the negative? Yes? Well, thank you. And then once we're in that cycle, it's going to continue, because we look at the undesired results, we hear, we see, right? We touch them, and the next thing we know, we got more of the same thing happening. And we're just not even aware. We're not consciously aware. So how do you get out of this? Well, first you gotta study positivity, right? You gotta not just read something once. You gotta really study these ideas, and you have to apply them so you can get to understanding. So in terms of resources, in addition to, again, your own mind and understanding how the mind works and understand how spirit flows, we're birthed because God breathes of his spirit into us. And that's what gives us life. And he made for us hearing, and he made for us sight. And he made for us a feeling in the heart so that we would be grateful. So you can see those concepts in this model, right? And all of that then moves into the body and moves into action and moves into the results we get. So when we find something that's inspiring, that's positive, that's truthful, then we have to repeat it. Spaced repetition is the way we learn, it's the way we use things. And we want to repeat these positive thoughts and positive feelings every day, multiple times a day. Because if we don't repeat the positive, then we're just vulnerable to the negative that's already in the environment and already in us, that we can vibrate and match those things. You see it? So yeah, space repetition. See? The I want, the I love, I am, and I feel so happy and grateful now that such and such and such. And yeah, I even have a ritual now. We have to create these things as rituals. I have one now every day. I write my goal out. I write my uh, rewards. What are the tangible rewards I'm going to get? Things that I can see. And I write out what are the intangible rewards, because that's where the feeling is, the feelings of accomplishment and peace and gratitude and love and fulfillment. We've got to feel these things before we see the evidence of what it is that we're pursuing, because we're acting in faith, not fear. And so repeating that is part of the resource. Also asking empowering questions. You know, it's real important that we begin to think about what are the thoughts, repetitive thoughts we have that are disempowering. What are the kind of questions that you're asking on a regular basis that are disempowering, that are taking you away, feeling wise, energy wise, or taking you away from what it is you want? We also have resources of universal truth, and universal laws. That's in the Word of God, the spiritual teachings. Right? These things are, again, the truth of these things, the universal truth. But also there's an inner truth, the truth of are we being honest and truthful with ourselves? You know, are you giving your best and staying in integrity and congruence? That's part of universal truth also. PMA, positive mental attitude, books, videos, audio, you know, but, and there's so much available on YouTube and other places. But the thing is when you find something, go over it again, review it again. There's so many times people say, well, I listened to it once and like I got it. No, that's not going to do it. You know, if it's really touched your soul and powerful, then go over it, review it, listen to it again and again and again. If you're feeling anything from this Fireside Chat, I would say review this recording every day for the next 30 days, giving you a couple of things that you can apply immediately. Do it. And then change those thoughts and feelings and those questions. You have to be aware of what they are now that's holding you back, and then change them. And then support that again with the universal laws, the scriptural writings, the positive mental attitude books, videos, and learn about neuroscience. This is the new way now. Learn about how the brain works. This is crucial. And then also make sure you take care of your body with consistent exercise. So this is it. This is what we're offering. Again, energy flows, positivity. You got to go from knowing, and you got to read again, right? Read with the name of your Lord who created you from a clot of blood. And then read again. You're going to see how merciful God is to you. When you look again, reading again means you got to study it. Study to get understanding. And the best thing to get is understanding. And when we're doing that from the positive flow, then that's where the faith will be in our feeling world. We'll have faith and love and hope to begin to vibrate from there and take action from there. And you'll be surprised at what you can create, what possibilities will begin to show up as you shift that frequency on your dial. You know, they call the radio frequency a station, a radio station. So is it possible that our station in life will be determined by the frequency that we dial? Yes, I believe that's true. Thank you. So, would you like more positivity training? If you love this, share it with your friends, leave me a comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and opt in if you'd like to get more regular emails. I like to send out something once a week. drzhappiness.com/contact. You know, we become what we think about. Go back to the stick figure model we just showed you. We become what we think about, we become what we feel about. And we do what we think and what we feel about. And that's what gets our results. So join in, and I thank you for watching this. I love you, and I pray that God continues to bless you and bless us all. Amen. Amen.